Young, and welcome to the first New Year's edition of The Turnbuckle, where we look ahead to what 2026 may bring while keeping you fully informed on the stories shaping the wrestling world right now. As we turn the page on a new year, several superstars are setting their sights on fresh starts, comebacks, and championship gold. The locker room is buzzing with optimism, and fans everywhere are counting down to what promises to be a volatile and unforgettable year. As the gears of war begin to turn for another year of OCWFED wrestling, we turn our attention to an event that looks to shake things up. Officials have officially unveiled the opening round brackets for the one-day tournament, and they are stacked with intrigue, rivalry, and unanswered questions. Trey Golden versus Junko Giroda, a clash of momentum and discipline. Golden's explosive offense collides with Giroda's cold, methodical striking in what many are already calling a potential show stealer. Cheyenne Lovelace versus Samuel Omen. Two competitors with something to prove. Lovelace brings speed and aggression, while Omen enters with a dangerous unpredictability that could change the tournament in an instant. Kameo Hata versus a mystery opponent. Perhaps the most talked about matchup on the board. Kameo Hata prepares for the unknown, with no name, no footage, and no warning of who will step through the curtain. Steven Jackson versus a mystery opponent. Experience meets uncertainty. Jackson's veteran instincts will be tested against an opponent yet to be revealed, one that could shake the entire bracket. All of this goes down this coming weekend as the road to Next Cup glory officially begins. A new year, new contenders, and one tournament that could define the future. On the subject of defining the future, all eyes shift to this week's OCWFED Ambition, a show that promises to set the tone for the year ahead, and the match card is nothing short of explosive. First up, a clash of experience and legacy as Jubei Giroda goes one-on-one with former CCW champion and future Hall of Famer Rex. Two warriors from different eras, meeting with pride and momentum on the line. In women's action, Megan Suzuki takes on Liana Hartfield in a matchup that could redefine the division early in the year. Speed, precision, and raw determination collide in what many are calling a sleeper hit of the night. Also announced, the ominous Scatty faces Zara Demora. Power versus poise, dominance versus defiance. Someone's aura will crack under the pressure when these two finally collide. While on the subject of Zara Demora, we have a brief update on the OCW rookie. As Demora suffered a minor lower back injury at the conclusion of her last match on Ambition, after she became involved in the chaotic ending that led to her being powerbombed out of the ring by Tammy Buck, OCW officials have confirmed the injury was not considered serious, though Zara was advised to rest as a precaution. We're told Demora spent the holiday break recovering and has since been re-evaluated by OCW medical staff. As of today, Zara Demora has been officially cleared to return to in-ring competition. Sources say Zara is more than a little eager to get back in the ring.
OCW, I have missed everyone so much, but the rest has done me good because I have been cleared to compete. Please come and see me and many other OCW stars at Ambition on January 14th. I cannot wait to see you all again. Happy New Year!
OCW sources say Demora is expected to compete without restrictions, though many will be watching closely to see how she responds after everything she's been through. We'll provide more on this as it develops. And in our final announced bout, Satoru Sakamoto battles Bay in a matchup that blends ruthless striking with unfiltered attitude. Expect tempers to flare and statements to be made. Or at least that would be the case, but instead, we shift over to roster updates as injuries seem to be plaguing the OCW locker room. Sources have confirmed that Bay has suffered a broken ankle while playing a pickup basketball game during the holiday break. The injury was described as non-wrestling related, but serious enough to require immediate medical attention. While no official timetable has been announced, early indications suggest Bay will be sidelined for the foreseeable future. OCW officials are expected to provide an update on his status and any impact this injury may have on upcoming storylines in the coming weeks. Fans and fellow competitors alike have already begun sending well wishes as Bay starts the recovery process. Speaking of changes to the card, we transition from Bay to another competitor that was scheduled for the next Cup tournament. Sources tell me that Pearl, also known as the Digital Dime, is currently dealing with a significant knee injury following a grueling stretch that culminated in her loss to Deborah Soto at Anniversary 21. According to multiple reports, Pearl is scheduled for evaluation at Mount Sinai Hospital, where further testing will determine the severity of the injury and her timetable for return. Early speculation, while not yet confirmed, suggests a possible torn ACL, which could sideline her indefinitely. The injury is believed to have originally occurred several weeks ago during a main event mixed tag match, when Pearl slipped while attempting a suicide dive to H2O. That injury was reportedly aggravated during her anniversary bout with Soto. Pearl returned home to California over the holiday break and was later spotted wearing a heavy knee brace and using crutches, adding fuel to the concern. With Pearl's status for the next Cup now uncertain, OCWFED officials are monitoring the situation closely as fans await both medical confirmation and tournament matchups. The holiday season has proven to be a difficult one for the OCW locker room. Several talents are already limping into the new year, and unfortunately, we have even more injuries to report on tonight. One being Southern Dirty Cash's own big man Wade Walker, who has suffered a pectoral injury. At this time, the extent of the damage is unknown. Walker has reportedly left town and returned home to Alabama, where he will undergo further testing in the coming days. Wade Walker's size and power have made him a cornerstone of Southern Dirty Cash, and his absence, if extended, could have major implications moving forward. OCW officials are expected to provide an update once test results come back. As 2026 begins, OCW faces a familiar but unwelcome challenge: resilience. The question now is who will step up, who will heal, and who will survive the grind of a new year in one of the toughest locker rooms in the industry. We'll continue to monitor Wade Walker's condition and bring you updates as soon as they become available. And from that injury on to another, as we have some breaking news regarding the gender brutalizer herself, Blaine. Earlier today, officials confirmed that Blaine has suffered a torn MCL, sustained during a lifting session while training. Medical staff described the injury as significant, and while surgery has not yet been confirmed, Blaine is expected to be out of action for the foreseeable future as she begins rehabilitation. Sources close to the situation say the injury is a frustrating setback, especially given Blaine's recent momentum. But those same sources also emphasize her determination to return stronger than ever. We'll continue to monitor her recovery and bring you updates as they become available. But right now, we need to shift gears. We are receiving major breaking news involving B17, who has been sidelined from action for an undisclosed amount of time due to a broken jaw, has suffered a significant setback following a snowboarding accident over the holiday break. Though doctors have stated he should be avoiding strenuous activities, reports have stated the incident resulted in a dislocated elbow and a torn pectoral muscle, forcing medical staff to halt his current rehabilitation plan immediately. Doctors have not yet released a definitive timetable for his return, but early indications suggest this injury could extend his time away from competition well into the new year. For a competitor who was already fighting his way back, this is a heartbreaking and frustrating development. OCW officials are said to be monitoring the situation closely, while fellow wrestlers have already begun sending messages of support behind the scenes. We will continue to bring you updates as more information becomes available. And currently, that is the last of our injury reports, so let's change subjects to a developing story involving one of the most volatile names in OCW today, Quartz. After internal discussions between OCW officials and production staff, the company has confirmed that Quartz will not be suspended for his actions at the anniversary show. However, sources are clear on one thing. The former champion is now on what officials are calling a short leash. This decision comes after multiple violent outbursts dating back to Resolution, incidents that have raised serious concerns behind the scenes. As of this broadcast, Quartz has yet to issue a public statement regarding the decision or his future behavior. But others aren't staying silent. Sheldon Tremblay spoke exclusively to the Turnbuckle earlier today, making it clear that this story is far from over. Tremblay stating, quote, "Justice hasn't been served yet, but it will be." Tremblay and his associates have confirmed they plan to be present at the Manhattan Center for Next Cup, airing live January 9th, setting the stage for what could be an explosive confrontation to kick off the new year. OCW officials may be giving courts one last chance, but with tensions rising and eyes watching closely, the margin for error has never been thinner. Speaking of watching closely a title reign that has swept OCW off its feet, one is the title reign of Dragana Caesar. 405 days as Pride Champion and counting. The OCW Pride Champion has officially crossed the 400-day mark, cementing herself as one of the most dominant champions in OCW history. Through challengers, controversy, and constant pressure, Dragana has done one thing better than anyone else: survive and conquer. Week after week, she silenced doubters with power, precision, and a cold confidence that says she knows exactly who she is. There have been close calls, there have been wars, but when the dust settles, the Pride Championship is still firmly around Dragana Caesar's waist. Now the question becomes, what's next? With the new year comes new challengers. Rumors are already swirling of rising stars and returning veterans eyeing the longest road possible, toppling Dragana in 2026. OCW officials have hinted that fresh contenders may soon be named, and Dragana herself has made it clear she's not interested in slowing down. A reign this long doesn't just demand respect, it demands an ending worthy of its legacy. Will 2026 finally be the year someone dethrones the Pride Champion? Or will Dragana Caesar continue to redefine dominance one defense at a time? We'll be watching closely. Now, let's turn our attention to a story that's been lighting up social media and locker rooms alike. Turmoil general manager and CCW champion Imp's Big Beautiful Raffle. The raffle officially kicked off just a few days ago, and already fans, OCW staff, and even members of the active roster have been announced as winners. What's making this raffle truly special isn't just the prizes, it's the delivery. Multiple sources have confirmed that Imp herself has been hand-delivering signed merchandise to raffle winners. Autographed gear, personal memorabilia, and exclusive items have been showing up at doorsteps, workplaces, and training facilities, creating unforgettable moments for those lucky enough to be selected. And make no mistake, this isn't a one-off gesture. We're told that additional prizes are scheduled to be released in waves over the coming weeks, each reveal building towards something much bigger. OCW officials remain tight-lipped, but insiders say the grand prize reveal will take place live on the returning Turmoil 342, marking one of the most anticipated non-match segments in recent OCW history. What makes this moment even more meaningful is the timing. Although Imp was cleared to compete against Devin Flash at Anniversary 21, she continues her recovery from his vicious attack several weeks ago. But as she recovers, she's found a way to stay connected to the fans, to the roster, and to the OCW community that's rallied behind her since her injury. As the new year unfolds, questions remain about Imp's next big challenge and what's in store for the big reveal, with many still believing the big raffle reveal to be a shot at the CCW title. But with the next Cup event on the horizon, plans of this reveal could be stifled before they are ever started. But for now, she's proving that influence isn't always measured in championships or win-loss records. Sometimes it's measured in presence. We'll continue to follow the raffle, the upcoming prize reveals, and all developments leading into Turmoil 342. This past year gave us unforgettable moments and uncomfortable truths. Championships were won and nearly torn apart. Alliances shattered, careers were put on pause, and in some cases, put in jeopardy. From the rise of new contenders to the consequences of unchecked aggression, the landscape of OCW looks very different than it did just 12 months ago. As we head into the new year, questions remain unanswered. When will Dragana continue her Pride title reign? And what kind of champion will she be if she does? What comes next for Devin Flash? Who will be first to challenge Cobra for the OCW title? What's next for the tag team titles, as well as the North American title, or let's not forget, international title holder Jinx? So many questions, so few answers. But one thing is certain, the new year won't bring a clean slate, only new chapters. Old grudges don't disappear at midnight. They follow you into January. And sometimes they explode under the bright lights of the ring. 2026 is already shaping up to be a year of reckoning. After many incredible years bringing you breaking news, exclusive reports, and the stories behind the chaos in and out of the ring, the Turnbuckle is approaching the end of its run. I want to officially announce that there will be 3 final episodes of the Turnbuckle. This show has always been about more than headlines. It's been about accountability, legacy, and giving the wrestling world a voice when it mattered most. So as we begin this new year, we also begin our farewell. Thank you for making the Turnbuckle part of your lives. But for now, I'm Tammy Young, and we'll see you next time.